My name is Max Stein, and I love video games.
I'm the Mega Buck, and I really love video games.
My name is Raph, and I love video games.
Vinny here, friends. I love video games.
And welcome to the Game Treasure Podcast, where we discuss treasured video games of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. This week, we're playing the finals. We've got an excellent game pairing coming. We've got the finals and Smash TV, a.k.a. Super Smash TV, if you'd like, for the Super Nintendo. Both games about fighting in arenas over cash. And this finals game is absolutely sweeping steam. And we're going to play a little thing that I like to call video game name that ugh. What is that? Well, it's what happens when you smoke a little bit too much weed and you're pretty sure your older brother knows every video game sound effect in existence.
I think.
But
that's gonna be a
first,
clear winner.
let's get to some news. All right. First up on the docket, you guys. So we live in Florida. So one story that happened recently that is close to our heart is that Mickey Mouse and the likeness of Mickey Mouse has recently gone into public domain, which means it's you are legally allowed to use his image in your art. And within 48 hours of that happening, a video game was released using his likeness in a horror game. So one interesting thing about this game is that it is currently called Infestation's Origins, but the game was originally called Infestation 88.
Yeah.
For about a day before someone brought to the attention of the developers that 88 is a common like iconography for neo-Nazis. Because
Oopsies.
Disney loved that, by the way, because there's nobody ever talking about their reputation in regards to that. But yeah, 8 is like H is the 8th letter in the alphabet, so the 88 next to each other is a reference to Hail Hitler.
Oh boy.
So that was their like whoopsie doodle.
Redacted.
Originally,
Redacted.
Yeah. Did we say 88? We meant somebody Origins. Is it fine?
So I read that the 88 was supposed to be a reference to 1988, like that's when the game takes place.
Precisely.
That makes sense.
Yes, you are a exterminator. It's a co-op horror game in which you're an exterminator treating sinister infestations caused by twisted versions of classic characters and urban legends.
Perfect.
Sounds
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
Who else is in public domain? Can we? Sherlock Holmes is in this game too. We're gonna kill Sherlock Holmes.
So in the screenshots, it's you and your friends in a bunch of like hazmat suits, and you've got a bunch of guns that spray poison, essentially like rat poison. And there's like a 6-foot-tall like Mickey Mouse caricature man who you're fighting or is chasing you. I'm not sure. I think it's in early access right now.
Oh.
Um,
I
Oh,
want
boy.
to say that looking at like the screenshots, there is the Mickey Mouse and the Mothman. The Mothman and Mickey Mouse are in the same game. That's incredible.
I'm more excited about that game, Mouse. Have you guys seen this? This guy's been working on for a while.
Oh my
shooter?
god.
That's
Dude,
the
Mouse is
shooter
insane.
that has the art style of Steamboat Willie
Oh,
cartoony,
yes.
but it's like a
Oh,
Doom
yeah.
style shooter.
That's so cool.
That guy's
It
been
looks
working
so
on for a
freaking
while.
cool.
It does.
Do you
look
think that
First
they
person
needed the Mickey?
Cuphead.
I was gonna say, do you think they needed the Mickey Mouse likeness to expire for that game to come out as well?
It definitely makes the lawsuit less likely.
That's
So
true.
like the thing that expired was the Steamboat Willie.
The
Precisely.
style,
yeah.
the Mickey with no gloves and yada yada. There's like a specific. Their lawyers have been all over it.
I'm sure they have.
But within hours of that, several other games have also been released. Everyone's jumping on this like they jumped on the Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
When that got released. And there's a bunch of horror movies. Everyone's doing horror. No one's treating
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse with any kid gloves. They're all just making him kill people immediately.
It's the one
That's
genre
what I
that
would do.
Disney tends to ignore.
Exactly. It's
Horror,
what I do,
right,
for
yeah.
sure.
Next, I've got this pretty interesting story. NES Tetris has been beaten like never before, literally.
Mm.
A 13-year-old child. This is a story I got off IGN. It was written by Cat Bailey. Thank you very much. So a 13-year-old boy named Willis Blue Scooty Gibson, which is a fantastic Tetris Blue Scooty. I think that has something to do with.
He's 13. Cut him a break.
It's a Tetris technique thing. I think it's a reference to this or whatever. But so there's
Blue
Tetris.
Scooty Boogie.
Yeah, I know.
Goody.
Blue Scooty Gibson. He's a jazz guitar for a hot trio. But so there Tetris, there's an NES version of it that apparently is notoriously difficult because it lacks certain like traits that Tetris normally has, namely the ability to store pieces and save them for later. So like you
Mm-hmm.
can do like that swapping
That's
thing.
true. That's true. NES Tetris did not have that.
Yeah,
didn't
and
know,
apparently
just
when you
now
get to
remember.
a certain level in the game, they apparently the normal professional level as of like before this kid doing this was like maybe 38 or so.
Mhm.
This kid got to 157 before dying. Apparently, when you get into those higher like levels, the pieces become hard to see, like literally. They because you know how the Tetris like color theme changes as you progress in levels. Like they'll go from green to all red. Apparently, there's like some shade that they turn. I was trying to delve into the rabbit hole of in competitive Tetris, but they call the blocks like shader blocks, and like when you get into the shade, and it's just supposed to be incredibly hard to see.
The game like randomizes, or not randomizes, but progresses those shades. That's how it's programmed. And so what happens is it's similar to Pac-Man. The game just crashes. It just the
Right.
numbers internally keep increasing, and the game just gives up. And because there is no end, just like Pac-Man, there is no end to Tetris.
Right.
It would keep going. The game just stops working. It's a kill screen.
So
yeah,
that's
a
what
lot of
this
those,
kid
a lot
got
of those old
to.
school
He-
arcade games. It's
Mhm.
kill screen. That was the whole King of
There's-
Kong, Donkey Kong. It was the first recorded kill screen witnessed. Yeah.
If you get to level, they've delved into Tetris, I guess, and they found out that there's like a sort of unreachable level 255, where if you get to 256, which has something to do with memory, it rolls
Yes.
back you over
Right.
to level 0.
Yeah.
255 would be like the maximum amount of memory that the game would have had. So that's the point where there can't be any more game after that.
Yeah. But so now, I guess someone watched one of the guy's rivals watched this stream because he was live streaming, and a second guy beat it already, kill screened it,
Motherfucker.
and now there's an unconfirmed third one too. So there must have been a
Yeah.
strategy there that somebody learned.
So yeah, apparently the kid is using that rolling technique, that Tetris. Everyone's probably seen it, but it's they tap the back of the controller.
Mhm.
And have their hands positioned in this strange, like horizontal falcon grip or whatever.
I don't understand what. So what is this backwards grip like the because I've heard it mentioned in all these articles about it, but I don't understand what the technique actually is.
I think the premise is that since it's hard to have your fingers like hit the same place like intermittently on the top of the controller, what you can do is place your one finger on top of the A button and then use your 4 fingers like this to tap at at 4 times the speed essentially.
Whoa.
So it's like quadruples your. So he just holds his hand close to the top of the A button and then like and then just. It's pretty miraculous, honestly. It's ridiculous. It's they hold it like almost like a phone. They hold it sideways,
Mhm.
but I'm not sure that's not a new technique really.
No, that's been around for a while. I think that Thor guy used it too.
Exactly.
How to get arthritis by age 18 by
But-
Blue Scooty.
I guess the reason I guess it just hasn't been applied to this NES Tetris up until now. I presume that might have something to do again with like the inability to store pieces is probably something that they don't want to. I guess people didn't want to push so hard on playing it, or
Mhm.
I'm not sure why that technique is being applied. Like Buck said, there's 2 or 3 people that have beat that record since this kid beat that record
Yeah.
6 days ago or something.
Yep.
So I don't know the coming and goings of popularity of different video games.
My takeaway from this is, man, there is a competitive Tetris scene. I didn't
Oh,
know
yeah.
that was a thing.
The
That's,
next
yeah,
Tetris, the arcade ones are really
Very.
crazy. There's, if you ever watch like the GDQ stuff, they have the master, and that's like it was a Dreamcast version of Tetris, and the pieces become invisible at one point.
wow.
Like what?
Wow.
How do you even play that?
How do you even play? Yeah, right.
Go
Like, how do you
go
even
watch
do
it.
that?
You won't be able to figure out how to play it, but it's pretty impressive to watch.
Wow.
That's dope. All right, and then my final news story here that I've got is So there's a Minecraft movie that's coming out.
Oh boy.
I haven't played Minecraft, so I don't know if it would make a good movie. But Jack Black has been slated to play Steve
Perfect.
Man,
in the upcoming Minecraft movie. Baby, let's go.
you know, Mac, I was trying my best in my life to never touch Minecraft, but if Jack Black is in
Yeah.
the, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah,
And
I
listen to the
love that movie.
soundtrack.
I can already. He's gonna be doing like.
I'm building blocks on top of blocks.
Yes.
Oh,
it's
a pig! All right,
Give him
Raph,
a
do your
box.
Jack Black impression now. It's your
My
turn.
Jack Black impression.
Yeah. You got. We all just did one
yeah.
uncontrollably.
Oh God!
Yeah,
I picture him just like, I'm Steve from Minecraft.
Pretty
It's
good.
gonna
pretty good.
fucking sell out theaters. Is the sad
good.
part. We're all laughing now, but everyone's gonna want to
No,
be
this
like,
is gonna blow
Oh
up.
no, I'm
Yeah.
not laughing at I'm laughing at the inevitability, and we're all gonna
Absolutely,
probably
yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Can anyone give me the elevator pitch for how the Minecraft's plot is gonna go?
No,
Can anybody? Is it gonna be subtextual where he's gonna like realize he's in a game or something? Can it be that
Jumanji
cool?
3 Minecraft.
Sure.
Or
Sure.
no?
I
Is
predict
it?
being meta?
hey,
Like, really
the new
meta, like,
Jumanji
oh,
movies were
yeah.
actually a lot of fun, and
Yeah, they made a bunch of
they were
money.
very self-aware. They knew they were inside a video game, and that's what made it fun.
Here's a little funny thing. This bad boy is going to be directed by Jared Hess, who's the guy that did Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre.
Oh no!
Whoa.
So there's Jack.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna
So
love
there's the
this
Jack
film,
Black
and I'm
connection
angry.
there with Nacho Libre. Obviously, how can I reach these kids? Is
Oh, God.
fantastic stuff there.
That's going to be great.
So
Like, is it
fucking
gonna be
let's go, baby.
animated or something like that? Like, is it gonna be like full Minecraft blocky
It better be.
animation?
Oh,
Sure,
like the
better
Lego
not.
movie, but Minecraft.
I guess, yeah.
Hmm.
yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Cool.
I hope the whole thing's from first person, and you have to. It just
Like Hardcore Henry.
And it's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
you.
just makes
Mind-
everybody
Amazing.
incredibly sick to their
No,
stomach.
I swear it's Jack Black's hands. You hear his voice? It's him.
Yeah.
You can see his
Ow,
beard.
wow.
He looks down. You see the beard.
I gotta go to sleep so I don't get attacked by these creepers. I can't. I don't know. That was not a good. That was not a good job.
I'm gonna
get
this creep out
of control.
He's gonna rock to the ground.
I'm sorry. All right, let's move. Let's
Yeah.
move on.
I've got-
I'm sorry. Oh, do you have a story?
I've got
We
a
could
news
go on.
bit. I've got a news
Excellent.
bit.
Please, thank you. Hit me.
Too cool, right? So, have you guys ever heard of an MMO called City of Heroes?
Oh, I played that game.
Oh yeah.
a lot.
City of Heroes was actually
Good
the
ass
birth
game.
of the Megabuck because obviously I made a Mega Man superhero with this
Oh,
arm cannon blast. and everything else.
Obviously.
I
And
played this game.
I saw this really great story, and I thought immediately of our friend Eric Reese, who just passed away. Actually, he ran Anime Festival Orlando, and I played this with him and Peter a lot when it first came out. That game has
Buck used
since
to
been
run
dead.
the video game room at
I
the,
did.
at
That's
the
what I
Orla-
did.
the,
If you went to
Anime
AFO
Festival Orlando, baby, let's go.
circa like 2002 to like 2005, if you went to AFO, I was chained to that game room. So that game has since not been a thing, and it shut down 11 years ago. So it's not been a thing longer than Final Fantasy 14 has been a thing.
Wow.
But a lot of people who really liked that game, they created a private server for it. They kept it quiet for years. And then a couple, like I found out about it because these guys found out about it and they got on the private server, and then it got a little too big for its britches and everybody found out about it. There's a number of them now. NCSoft turns out has no interest in reviving it, and they officially granted a license to the private server this week,
Isn't that awesome?
saying, go ahead, operate it. Your characters are all
fucking cool.
safe. We're giving you permission to operate this private free server for City of Heroes and keep it going. Good on
That's
them.
amazing.
That's so kick ass.
That is
That is really cool.
groundbreaking. That has
That
never
is.
happened.
No.
I have a friend who's been playing on that server for like 2 years,
Mhm.
2 or 3 years, and it's one of the only video games that he plays.
Wow.
And
Wild.
so like whenever we talk about video games, that's pretty much one of the main ones he brings up most of the time. Like, oh, you ever played City of Heroes? I'm like, yep, it's a good game, and it's so cool. I love that they're being so
That's neat.
generous with that because people like that game.
It's
And
interesting.
They, you know,
They made one of my other favorite MMOs, Auto Assault, which lasted like 3 months, but whatever.
I wish more developers did that. Like when a game is at a point, like, you know, beyond its life cycle, I suppose, you know,
Mhm.
just like
Mhm.
hand it over to the fans.
It's a
Let them
slippery
do what they
slope,
will with
right?
it. Yeah.
yeah.
It can be,
for
yeah,
them.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but because
All
that
right.
game was that game was completely made of, player generated superheroes, which just in the confines of the sandbox that it gave you in character creation, like those were the choices you had.
Right.
It's pretty much impossible, I feel
Right.
like, to cross any lines. I think it was
Right.
a cool move by
Cool.
NCSoft.
That
Rest
game
in-
came out
Sorry. go
years before the DC universe.
And it's
Oh, yeah.
one.
ahead. Oh gosh, yeah. And then they made City of Villains, which was originally separate, and then they crossed them over so that there was PvP.
Oh, City
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Villains,
So-
so cool.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Daring Dynamax.
Let's go. What a kick-ass thing. All right, let's move on now.
That was cool!
All right, we're back, gents. We're back to play a game. We've got a game pairing this week. So this is a segment where we're going to take two video games, one new and maybe one old here today, and compare and contrast them. So The Finals is a hot-ass game on Steam right now. It's a multi-platform shooter, and it reminded me a lot of a game I played maybe once or twice as a young lad, but that's a very famous game, I'd say, is the arcade classic Smash TV, or in my case, the Megabucks supplied me with a copy of Super Smash TV for the Super Nintendo. So I made my co-host here play these two games so that we could think about how they're alike and dislike. Maybe one bleeds into the other. Maybe one is more fun than the other. How do they like and differ? So I don't know. You guys want to round table our thoughts? The Finals kicks ass.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
I agree.
It's a cool game.
I had a blast with it, dude.
It has
Honestly,
it bleeds style like right out of the
Yeah.
gate. Like
Oh,
the way that the game show aesthetic hits it.
Like I
But-
remember jumping into my first game and I was like, "Oh man, I'm antsy! It's like I'm about to jump into the arena." You know, it was cool.
Today on Super Sloppy Double Dare.
Yeah.
The super sloppy double dare vibes come heavy from Super Smash TV, which I must also say really kicks ass.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
If I'm gonna deep dive into one, I guess I'll deep dive into the earlier one first. I'll go into Super Smash TV. Okay, so this game was produced by Acclaim and developed by a company called Beam Software. Now, I have never seen that logo before in my life outside of this game. So I don't know if they developed that sequel game. What's it called? Absolute Carnage?
Total Carnage.
Total
Yeah.
Carnage.
Carnage, yeah.
In the case of the
Uh,
consoles, you were talking about like ports. Like they did the
Right.
port from the arcade version to the
I
SNES
see, I
version.
see.
So
Exactly.
they didn't create anything new. They just shrunk the sprites down and
So I'm
compressed the
thinking
audio.
The Super Smash TV specifically for the Super Nintendo, but this was in '92 was this version that I played. So it takes place in a dystopian game show in the future, the far distant, or the I guess not so distant future of the time, 1999, where everyone must have been very glib, goddamn, because holy hell. So it's a 2-player arcade twin stick shooter.
Yeah.
So the contestants attacker they fight off attackers in order to survive while collecting money prizes and temporary power-ups. The show is taped in front of a live studio audience, so it's really cool when you start up the game. There's like scaffolding, like little sprites of scaffolding that
Yeah.
like
With
move
lights.
out of the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
like
parallax. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like
you
in the
s-
foreground, and then they.
it's so fun. Yeah, it starts and there's like a little game show host sprite. I guess the plot basically is there's this super rich game show host and he's getting people to compete on this game show to win a bunch of money and prizes. Mostly you win VCRs
Yeah.
and toasters.
Yes, toasters.
Yeah.
Yes, lots of toasters.
90s electronics.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
The best.
Good
Plot
luck.
involves
You'll need it.
I'd buy that for $1, which is
Nah, RoboCop.
from RoboCop, but it's in that game.
They very much took some
yeah.
creative liberties
It's
from that.
totally based off of like Running Man and Judge Dredd and RoboCop, like all this 90s flavor. They've got like literally American Gladiator like bodysuits and the helmets on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a twin stick shooter. I've watched a long playthrough of it because I played it, but I couldn't beat it. It's hard.
It's
It was
hard.
for
That's a
me.
tough one.
It's a tough game.
It's like in the arcade, it's like a never-ending kind of thing. Me and one of our friends, Brad, played it at Florida Free Play just recently too. And after 20 minutes of play, you're like, all right, I'm good. It gets very repetitive.
It's pretty tough, but yeah, basically it's a top down. If you don't know what a twin stick shooter, I guess is it's top down perspective. You use your left stick, quote unquote, if you're playing on the Super Nintendo. Obviously, you have a D-pad, but to move around, and then you use your right stick or the 4 face buttons on the Super Nintendo to shoot in different directions.
Yeah.
So it's only 8-way shooting, obviously, because you can do upright and down left, etc.
Diagonals and all that. Yeah.
But there's a bunch of power ups all over the field, like a bunch of crazy guns. There's a gun that makes this very satisfying screeching sound. It like shoots these little like volleyballs, and it
Yeah.
I still don't know
explain it,
what
but
those are
it's very good.
supposed to be.
I don't know what they are either.
Yes.
What is
You
that
shoot screaming
sound?
volleyballs, but you lob them. It's very fun. But this game, when you start a run, you get past the first level, and then it shows you this awesome map that's like the floor that you're on. And you can go straight to the boss, but you if you explore all the levels, there are like hidden items in the levels, and the announcer at the end of the game tells you all this. But and if you collect all these hidden items in like all of the levels before finishing, you get to play a special bonus level called the Pleasure Dome, where players collect hundreds of blue bikini-clad blonde babes,
Oh my god! I didn't get that far.
akin to the prizes in the
It's
game.
the exact verbiage, I'm sure.
Yeah.
My 11-year-old, my inner 11-year-old is like screaming and was loving that.
Yeah. So you'll get a kick out of this, especially you, Vinny, I know. But so the developers for that, so this was Williams when this came out, right? Which you remember got absorbed and became part of Midway. So the developers the developer and designers on this were Eugene Jarvis, like the guy that made like Defender and Robotron, but later on made the Cruisin' series, helped with the first Cruisin' USA.
Ooh,
And
okay.
the other developer was Mark Turmel, helped make a little game called NBA Jam. Do you
Oh
remember
my
those?
god, the NBA Jam guy. That's right.
The guy that did the artist, the main artist on this game was another dude who you may have heard of named John Tobias,
Oh shit.
No
who went on to
way.
co-create
Acclaim
Mortal Kombat.
connection.
I
Right.
never knew that,
Wow.
dude.
So
That's awesome.
there was
Oh.
such an all-star of like 90s developers that worked on like this and Total Carnage and some of those other Williams and then Midway games. I mean,
That makes so much sense because I wanted to mention that this game is pretty gory.
Yeah.
When you shoot
Very.
guys in the first level, when you shoot guys, they just explode into a blood mist.
Yeah.
They just like they literally just like and just their blood just evaporates.
Can we talk about
But
how cool
it's got-
the sprite work for this game was?
Yeah.
Like the sprites look great. Like that parallax, like you mentioned with the scaffolding. And my favorite was the shrapnel bits from the dudes that explode. You could see
Yep.
them kind of rotating in 3D almost. And I'm like, man,
Right.
that is some good
Yeah.
sprite work right there.
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah, like that, like you said, that parallaxing effect where it looks like the shrapnel is sort of rotating in the air as it reflects those guys. You got to kill those guys right away. Basically,
Yeah.
it seems like the name of those games is like prioritizing who you're killing because there's like big tank guys will come out into the field and you got to kill them before you kill all the slappies that are literally just trying to they swing at you with the baseball bat with no vigor at all. They just like
The
my
thing I
existence
always-
is to die.
yeah, they
The thing I always
there's
found
so
so
many.
funny about that game is that the tone of the game, like the music, the color, the bright spectacle, like the money, and it's like such in contrast to the subject matter and the gore that it
Yeah.
creates like this. What's the movie that I'm trying to think of?
Running Man, is it the one where they're literally like he's on a game show, Sylvester
Yeah.
Stallone or whatever?
Yeah.
I guess maybe.
Or is there
maybe.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Running
yeah,
Man
yeah.
was Schwarzenegger,
Running
yeah.
Man,
I was
Yeah,
running
it's
man. Okay.
totally Running Man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. It's just it's such a cool like and that's I think to kind of parlay back into the finals, like it's this frantic first person shooter, Vegas lights, game show style, people exploding into gold coins, like
That's a
reviving your teammate. You have to go and interact with their little mini that's on the ground. It's crazy, and it's that kind of, I think probably the connection that maybe you thought about, Mac, when you were putting these two together, is that it's that spectacle versus the subject matter, and it's just so contrasting that it just makes a really cool experience.
Yeah.
In my
That's
opinion.
Like, it's
that's a
dark
perfect segue, and that's
conceptually.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's dark conceptually, but it's like really bright and beautiful in its execution. Both of those
Yes.
games,
Yeah, because
honestly.
it's kind of satire to a level, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
So the finals is published by Nexon, which is a subsidiary of Embark Studios. They haven't made like anything. This game shadow dropped after the Game Awards. They've made a game called Ark Raiders, which is like a survival free to play. It's not Ark Survival.
Their name sounds familiar, so I'm searching right now, and that's not true. They made Maple Story.
Yes.
Oh, they made
I know
Maple
they've
Story.
made
Wow.
some
I'm like-
games.
that
Oh,
sounds so
oh, yeah.
familiar. No, that can't
Obviously.
be right.
Never mind.
They made Maple Story. Of course, they
That's-
made the
that's-
finals.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Is
So
this the same game? The same
to me-
company?
yeah, right. I hope
So
so.
I
Wow.
think
We
Nexon actually, they were part of the reason why Dark and Darker is no longer on the Steam store.
That's the guys that are suing the
Nexon are
ex-employees?
Yeah, Nexon were the ones that were suing the
Oh.
ex-employees. Yeah.
Those
wow, that's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. I was
Chrissy
gonna say,
Crossy.
let me explain the finals in case anyone
Yeah.
hasn't played it and the way it works. Like Venny said, it's a self-aware, like your characters are on a game show sort of spectacle thing. It's a first-person shooter. It's got several game modes, so I just wanted to run through them because they've got a shit ton of rules for each one. To be frank.
Very glittery.
So the base sort of game modes, there's a mode called Quick Cash and Bank-It are sort of like the casual sort of
Yeah.
game modes. So Quick Cash is a 3v3v3 match where basically in this game mode, and I guess in every game mode, there are these loot box things that spawn. They're cash outs, I think is what they call them, or payouts or something. It's a big crate of money, and in a 90s action movie type fashion, you and your team of 3 are fighting for these cash boxes. And what you do is you have to actually physically pick it up and then take it to a vault that is somewhere in the world, and then put it in the vault, and then defend that vault
Yeah.
from people who can run up and like begin this like sort of like stealing process where they have to sit in front of the vault and hold, the key of their choosing or whatever. And that game match is won whenever a single team collects 2 payloads.
That mode, yeah.
Yeah.
In that mode, no-
20,000 cash or whatever to
Right.
win.
It's fun. You need 20,000 cash, but you don't get coins in any other fashion.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's the Bank-It mode, which is a 3v3v3v3 where
4 teams.
your objective is to extract the maximum amount of cash within 15 minutes. So this mode also has those payload like situations, but you can also kill players to get money.
Yeah.
So if you kill an enemy player, they'll drop $1,000. But if your team wipes a team, you get a third of their cash. And then on this level, I think on most of the levels for this mode, the train to cash out your money is like like the place to cash out your money is on a train, like rotating around the level.
That's one of them. Yeah, it moves
Yeah.
around. There are different
Yeah.
points
So
to
kick-ass.
cash out. Yeah,
So fun.
it's fun. I
Um,
love the destructible environments. Holy crap!
That's what I was just about to
gonna
get
say.
to.
I was
That
gonna
part,
talk
yeah.
about that now.
There's tournament modes. I'll just real quick. There's tournament modes. There's ranked and unranked tournaments. The ranked ones, 16 teams. Unranked, 8 teams. It's like a playoff bracket that
Mhm.
happens where
mode's cool.
the top 2 teams from each match move on to the next bracket. So it'd be 3 rounds and 4 rounds respectively for the
Yeah.
Unranked and ranked.
That round's a blast.
Did
yeah,
you guys
it's
play any of the rank matches or anything? at all, or-
no, I suck.
Yeah, I only played the casual ones. Honestly,
nah, bro.
Cash
we
out.
don't do ranked
Cash out,
shooters in
right?
here.
That
I'm not good at these, but they're fun, man. You know?
that mode
Yeah, right.
contains limited respawns as well, which is notable.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because in the casual modes, you can just respawn as much as you want. You can be revived by your teammates, and there's like a certain class in the game, which
Right.
I guess we'll explain that in a second, that can revive people. But
Mhm.
okay, so the actual kick-ass mechanics of the game, red faction.
Yeah,
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Like,
very much. I mean, there's nothing.
I
There's
love. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's nothing crazier in a game like that where you're in a 6-story building and you're on floor number 4 trying to grab cash or cash out, and all of a sudden, what's that? and just enemies come raining in from the ceiling because
Yeah.
they're
The
fighting on the
ceiling.
ceiling and they've destroyed 2 floors above you, and now the firefight has come to you.
No, I discovered a strategy. Well, like two moments that I had while playing this game is me and some buddies were playing, and we had gotten the cash out. We had taken it to the vault. We were waiting for it to finish, depositing. And I'm like, all right, where are they gonna come from? I sealed off the door with some of that like foam that
The
you can,
sticky grenade thing,
yeah, and
or
I'm,
whatever it is. Yeah, it's cool.
We're like on the 6th floor of this building. And I'm like, all right, where are they gonna come from? And then as I say that, the wall behind me explodes, and then they just pour in the The other moment, my favorite strategy is I always play as a heavy with a sledgehammer. And so what I do is that we get to the building, there's only 20 seconds left on the cash out. I'm like, guys, I got this. So I just smash the entire bottom floor, the entire building collapses, and then we can get the cash out.
We hide in the rubble.
Yeah, just
Amazing.
dig through the rubble and find it.
Were you able to play Venny?
I did not play it myself. I watched a lot of it though. I saw some friends playing it on Twitch, and I was able to ask questions and kind of get a feel for it. But I saw him mainly doing the 3v3v3
Just 4 teams, yeah.
Yeah.
1 plus
Mode.
2 plus 1.
1 plus 2 plus 1
Yes,
plus
exactly.
1.
And then I watched a YouTube video, like a walkthrough on a YouTube video, just to make sure that I fully understood, like how the game works and stuff. But
So-
yeah,
Venny
Yeah.
hates
Yeah.
shooters. Venny hates
I hate
shooters.
too.
I hate
I don't like shooters either. The only shooter I've ever kind of liked is Overwatch, which brings me to sort of the mechanics of this game, because this game kind of has Overwatch vibes to me. The whole objective base wins instead of, there's no way to do a match that's just kill team. There's no
Right.
way to just like number of kills wins. And there's also classes, like for example, I guess I should, the classes are broken into light, medium, and heavy,
Yeah.
like contestant.
Mhm.
So like I like to play as the medium contestant, and like each contestant has like a set of equipment that you unlock through playing. Unfortunately, it is a microtransaction-y type because it's free to play,
Yeah.
so these games kind of have to be like that. But you unlock different guns. So like for example, the medium can wear like a shotgun, a riot shield, like a light bazooka, and like a AK-47. But the heavy can have like a big flamethrower and like a massive automatic shotgun and like a big automatic grenade launcher. And then the light has access to fast firing light damage weapons,
Turn invisible and stuff. Yeah.
and
A
then
katana,
all
too.
of these classes have abilities, like they have
Yeah.
one power
Yeah.
that you can bring to the battle, but you can buy 2 more powers. So the medium, one of their powers is a healing beam.
Mhm.
So I love that
Yeah.
because
Very
I
Team
can't,
Fortressy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't aim for shit. So I just point in the general direction of someone who looks like they're taking, like if someone is the heavy character, for example, and they are hiding behind a big barrier that the heavy can make and trying to, shoot a heavy machine gun at this entire team, I might choose to heal him instead of trying to shoot because I suck so bad. But yeah, so it's kind of like Overwatch in that way, where you don't necessarily have to be fantastic at shooting in order to play it.
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah,
mention that it also has the. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Raph.
No, I noticed as I was playing this that I really like the melee classes. Like not even using any of the guns in the game. I was either using a katana as the light, so I would just zip around with the zip line because their power is that little zip line thing, the hook shot. Just hook up to somebody, run up to them, and just with a katana,
that's cool.
or like melee with the hammer and stuff, and just almost instant kill and demolishing buildings and stuff. Yeah, I had a blast with it.
The heavy he has a power where you press right bumper on the Xbox or whatever, and he just like plows through every surface in front of
Yeah.
him for like 20 yards.
Yeah.
Including
You can just-
concrete walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Hey,
Just,
Hey, it's Reinhardt.
Right
No
through
wonder you
them.
like Overwatch.
and then you switch to a sledgehammer and then like press
Yeah.
the alternate click button to hit the floor and drop yourself down. And since the treasure like retrieval place is like an actual physical object that you have to put the thing in, you can hit the floor and knock it through, like Raph was saying. And so or from underneath, you could pretty much every character has access to some weapon that can demolish something in some way, I believe. You know what I mean? Even if it's like a grenade or a C4 if you're the light.
The light has
So-
like a breaching charge. You can actually place it on the wall and it blows a hole through the wall or the
There you
floor.
go.
And you bring
Yeah.
the vault down.
It's fantastic. But
That's
like
wild.
Vinny was saying, it's that self-aware vibes with the people exploding into piles of cash and
Yeah.
that 4v 3v 3v3v3v3 mode. But yeah, I could see where maybe Smash TV. I love that those vibes carried on from this game to that. I love those self-aware video games. It's cute.
I wouldn't mind more games like this. This sort of like game show aesthetic is pretty fun.
Yeah, it's able to be. I would say that it's funny that Super Smash TV people explode into piles of blood mist, whereas in this game, which takes place where the guns look so realistic and sound so good, but they explode into piles of coins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Mario. It's safe for kids.
Right, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next segment. Gentlemen, give me one moment here.
Let's move it. Do not lose this stuff.
Gentlemen,
I got you.
it's time for a hot steam. Hello, and welcome to our recurring segment, Hot Steam, where we play the newest up-and-coming Steam games. I asked my co-host. It's hot and trending. Me and my co-hosts go to the
That
hot and
happened.
trending. I didn't pick a hentai game this week, not yet.
Good for you.
But soon.
I don't believe
This
you.
close. This
We're
close.
going to the new and trending list on Steam to see what's hot. So I'll start. I'll begin this week. I played a game called Grid Road. So Grid Road, it was released December 6th of last year. It's $4.99 on Steam. It is a traffic simulator, but not like how SimCity is a traffic simulator. It's a traffic simulator in that you have one intersection
Oh
that
no,
you're
this
taking
looks
care of.
It's like a puzzle game, right?
Yeah.
And it's a
stressful.
puzzle game
Yeah.
that gets basically this one intersection that you're in control of making gets harder and harder. That is to say, the prerequisites to winning get more complex. So to elevator pitch it, you have like a certain number of points where cars are coming out of, and then they all have corresponding like exit areas. And you have to connect the place where the cars come out to where they need to leave by building roads. So each level begins with a budget that you have, and building roads costs money. So usually you kind of make the direct line, to connect everything. But then basically what you end up having to do is run a traffic simulator for a minute. You can speed up the time. You can double time it or triple time it. But you have to build all the roads and then run the simulator for 1 minute. And if any of the lines of traffic that are outputting cars get stuck for a certain amount of time, you'll lose the level. But if that is not that requirement is not in your way, what it does is it counts the number of cars that make it to their destination within a minute. And so there's ways to complete the level at sort of a bare minimum, but then there are ways to optimize the traffic. And it is
engineering here, baby.
Yeah.
it is what were you going to say? I was gonna say it is hard. I thought
We were gonna say
something.
nothing. We got
Oh, okay.
nothing. Continuing your theme of doing games that are actually just jobs.
I swear to fucking God, it is a job, because this game must have been made by a goddamn civil engineer, because it is hard as fuck. I couldn't get past like the third level. I'm not gonna lie to you. And this is the
City
second.
planning.
This is the second really hard puzzle game I played in like 6 months, and this shit was breaking my brain. You can play it in left or right hand traffic. You can place like traffic lights, and you have to set the frequency with which they are green and red. So you have this
Wow.
this ratio wheel. So you have to set the ratio to which they turn green and red, and it is very hard. And
Yeah.
I barely passed most of those levels. It's developed and published by a company called Raja Corp. I didn't find any other games that they made. But
Because it's just a guy, probably.
it was fun. I didn't play it for very much long. I played for a couple hours, and it was just like, I can't play this because I'm too dumb. I can't figure out the traffic when this lane's got to turn right and this lane needs more cars. Sometimes multiple cars will come out of the same output, need to go into different inputs. hard, but it was still fun. So if you want a really hard puzzle game and you're a civil engineer or something, maybe pick up Grid Road for $4.99.
That's funny.
Raph, were you able to get anything for the hot steams?
I was. I went with a free game this time around again. It actually is a demo. It's a demo for an upcoming game called the demo is called Teora the Beginning or Teora Beginning. It's like a survival game, a la DayZ or 7 Days to Die or something like that. Third person.
Mhm.
It's got like these, I guess, the Long Dark style graphics where it's like kind of like this like low poly look. And honestly, like I'm not gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna talk shit about this game. You know, it's obviously still, it's obviously still in development. I'm just saying, but I played it for.
This game fucking sucks.
Let me just look at my play time on this. So I played for 39 minutes, and I don't need to play anymore.
You know what?
I don't need to
Sometimes your
play
Steam is only 39 minutes. Any much longer, you're gonna get dehydrated in there, baby.
Yeah, no, and I was definitely feeling pretty dehydrated after this game. I tried again earlier today, and I was just like, I'm not about it. It's too much open space, not
funny.
enough like lush environments. The combat feels weird, and every time I try to hit something with my axe, like it just doesn't feel like I'm hitting anything. It feels like I'm swinging into like midair. But I'm gonna come back to it in like a year and see if it's
Yes.
worthwhile.
Right. Oh, look, it's gone.
Yeah, right.
We
Yeah,
can only
it
pray.
never even got released. It says that supposedly Q2 2024, but we'll see.
Fantastic. Buck, were you able to take any hot steams?
I have been a teeny tiny bit obsessed with the new Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. That's the full title. That's the newest one. I've never played any of the Grand Blue Fantasy, the fighters. I have not played. It's made by Arc System Works, which is super cool. I haven't played.
Love some Guilty Gear.
I haven't even played Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue in like a decade. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to jump into some anime here. There's two versions of the game because you can just pay the $50 and get the full game, but there's a free version where the characters rotate every week, which is pretty cool. Playing that a little bit, man, like like getting to try it for a week or two now. I played it. You get to play some different characters who rotate in and out. And I've fallen on this character named Zoe. It's spelled like Zooey, but Zoe, and she's like a paladin style with a sword and
Zoe.
shield, summon a dragon and stuff. There's announcers. They say Zoe. I don't know. But you can change it to Japanese also. It's just a really cool, solid anime, style fighting game, but it has one of the coolest mechanics that I don't know if this is a Grand Blue Fantasy thing or not, but I feel like more fighting games need this. So if you have your move set, right, every character's got a fireball and every character's got a dragon punch and every character's got a hurricane kick movement, right, like in their move set. So icons underneath your health bar. And when you throw your fireball, the little timer starts to tick back until you can throw another fireball.
Like
So
a
you-
refresh on an MMO's ability
Yeah,
or something.
exactly. So you can't just spam a fireball. It's got a little bit of that anime game / Killer Instinct style where like you can do a combo and you can end the combo with 2 or 3 different moves. And it just makes it so that you have to be aware. If I got my enemy stuck and I just finished a combo with a fireball, if I happen to get lucky and get him in another combo, I can't finish with that same move. I can't do the same combo with an extender and a juggle, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
That's really cool. Like it saves from a lot of spam.
It seems like a natural way to limit the size of the combos too, because oh my
Yeah.
god, and like those Dragon Ball Fighters, for example,
there you
Fighter
go.
Z, another Arc Systems game that features 3-man teams, which is just like now I got to memorize the move set for 3 different guys to even play this game in an unranked match. This is yeah, the combos get insane with the tagging in characters and switching characters, but
Yeah.
I don't know. The idea of having a refresh rate on your
Super
your
cool.
superpowers and really
And
nice.
the character design is so, oh my god, I was gonna say so sexy, but if you're pushing up thing right now, you're gonna have like a bunch of big booby anime girls in there. So I meant sexy, like really good art style, not like sexy like women's. Even the boys are sexy in this game.
Yeah.
Can't take it back.
It's
We know what you meant.
it's medieval fantasy style, right? And
Yeah.
so there might be
Yeah.
like one Blaze Blue character or one Guilty Gear character that's medieval fantasy, but not everybody. So it's kind of
Yeah.
cool when you got 2 sword guys and lance guy and chick with a spear and chick with a whip and dude with a it's
Who
Neat
doesn't
art
love
style.
a good anime fighter?
Yeah, for sure. I'm
that
looking at
2D
like some of the
art
other.
style with
Yeah.
the cell shaded drawing. Just looks like you're playing an anime.
It's
Like I
visual
said, that
candy, man.
It
It's
is.
No,
great
Yeah,
this
man.
looks
stuff.
really good. Like this
Yeah.
looks gorgeous.
Play
Like
style's
I
fun.
watched Buck play it on Discord for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I'm just like staring the whole time. Like, this is gorgeous. This is
Yeah.
just, I just want to keep looking at it. It's so pretty.
it's like cool particle effects on people's like magic.
Yeah.
They make, like, cool,
Yeah,
like,
and
magic
like the
badass
super
shit.
moves when they do like their super combo, their finisher or whatever, it goes into this little mini cutscene,
Mhm. Like
right?
Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
fighters.
Yeah, like Dragon Ball
Yeah, Fighter
style mini
Z.
cutscene, and it's like, this is badass. It's like
Yeah,
if you
man.
took a Mortal Kombat fatality, the whole fatality sequence animation, and you just rolled that into like right in the middle of the fight, and it's like, yeah, your own little custom episode of Dragon Ball Z where they fight Frieza for
Oh.
the 14th time, and he still hasn't reached his final form.
He's almost there.
Nah.
I love
3 more
Frieza.
VHS tapes, kids.
Venny, were you able to get into the shower and take a hot scene? It's good for your health.
Oh, it's my turn.
Mhm.
I was thinking about how many seconds does it take to change a light bulb.
Well,
Find
do you know
out
that-
next time.
Dragon Ball
And clip.
I love that.
Yeah.
You can edit that out.
Yeah, no, I'm
no, that's a
permitting
clip
that
now.
into a short. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's gotta be in there. Yeah.
So, stonks, man. Stonks. Fucking stonks.
You're
I
welcome.
played Stonks 9800 on
What?
Steam.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look this.
It is by Turnox, developed and published by Turnox Games. It is a simulator of 1980s Japanese stock market. You are a stock trader. It's
Whoa.
got this retro vibe. It's like it's like very, very simple graphics. The little the cute anime girl assistant that you have, I played the demo. I did not get the full version, but it was a lot of fun. I actually played it live on Twitch. We had some
It was
people
great.
watching and just like commenting, "We're riding Nintendo stock to the moon, baby!" It was great. It was a lot of fun, and I think in the full version, at least from the trailer on Steam, there's a way to make your cute little assistant look like the company president from episode 1 of the Golden Boy anime. So I'm like really I'm stoked
Wow,
on
that
that.
is a
That like little red
fantastic
leather
deep
number.
cut.
Just saying.
Yeah. Oh wow, I see.
You see, yeah. So yeah, stonks. We held Nanento to the moon, and we sold sold Sani right before it tanked, and we bought some of that Panasonic and SMK stock.
This game looks kick ass.
Yeah,
The
that
art
looks really
style, the
cool.
aesthetic was so much fun. Yeah.
I just want to say, some of you know what I do for a living. I won't get into that on straight on here on the podcast, but I got a 270% return on my 1 year of trading. Just saying.
I came
God
across that
dang.
game and I went, anime and stock trading? Venny, did you make a game?
Hey yo, it's like when they took that golf game straight out of your
Wow.
brain. That
Yeah,
golf
when they made the
RPG.
golf RPG and it was like, whoa,
that
I
was
made a
your game.
That
game.
is
You were
a
supposed to
hot,
make that
hot
game.
Steam. God
That
dang.
is,
That is
yeah.
our hot
This is a
Steam.
fantastic
Stonks,
looking
man.
game.
Fucking stonks.
Damn,
Dude, all
I'm
right.
adding this to my
well,
wish list.
Yeah, me too. I just downloaded the
It's
demo.
on
It
sale.
looks
It's
awesome.
It's
Yeah.
25% off right now too.
It's,
Wow.
Yeah, 749 right now.
Developed by Turnox.
Turnox. Yeah, they actually have a pretty healthy lineup of games, but it's mostly like platformers and dungeon crawler and RPG kind of stuff. And so this is a left turn for them. But
Fantastic.
it looks great. It was a lot of fun. You download the demo, you get to play the first year, I believe it is. You get to play the first year, which is like 1980 or something, or 1989. But the full game obviously lets you go a lot farther. And some of the achievements, if you look at the achievement window, are quite funny. Like get arrested. Like, why would you get arrested? Probably, I don't know, insider trading going on. You don't want to do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good stuff.
Flip a stonk. All right, let's move on.
Push them kids to YouTube. You gotta get that
Yeah, yeah.
visual kids.
Yeah, if you're not watching this on if you just have Spotify playing in your pocket while you're doing your dishes, you gotta watch what I just did.
Prop it up on the counter while you do the dishes.
Yeah.
Come back to bed, Kratos.
We're finished. Be gone when I return.
All right, we're about to play video game Name That Ugh. So to clarify, video game Name That Ugg is a name that's it's a game that's copyrighted by me, so you can't play it. It's you'll owe me money if you played video game Name That Ugg. It's where I'm gonna play a series of
Yeah.
Ugg sound effects from different video games throughout time, and see if any of my co-hosts can name what game that Ugg sound effect is from, and maybe even if they can tell me what character Uggs that Ugg. All right, so let's see if we
Can
can
do,
play our
boss.
first sound effect here.
Oh wow.
Oh, crap.
Who's
sounds like-
that Ugg?
Is that
Fighting game of some kind?
from Streets of
Is that
Rage?
from Fatal Fury?
It's not Fatal Fury.
Not
Um,
from Streets of Rage?
It's not from Streets of
I'm gonna
Rage.
suck at this game. I can already tell.
I told you I'd either get it right away or it'd be on the tip of my tongue
You're
until I
close,
just jump off a cliff.
Buck.
Is that from Final Fight?
It's not from Final Fight.
Ooh.
It's a beat
I'll
'em
was a
up.
give
good
you
guess.
this. Well, we'll do this. If you can guess the game here, I'll give you 2 points, and if you want a hint, I'll give you 1 point, and then we'll see what your score is at the
Okay.
end.
I want to buy. I want to buy a
I'm
hint.
gonna go down. All right. So this is a licensed video game. This is from a license. This is based off a license.
That's a good
I
hint. Man, that's now on the tip of my.
That's Sega Genesis.
drive me nuts. Yeah, the sound chip screams.
That's Sega Genesis, no question.
Now it's drive me
good
nuts.
This is
Now his
Oh
butt
my
flex is gonna
God.
just torture me with it.
drawing a blank.
Oh,
on
this
this
sucks. I've heard this so many times.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Uh huh.
I'll give you 1 more hint. We'll go into the half point section.
Since
Said
it's
he
our
was gonna
first
start
it's
early.
It's our
I mean,
first
easy.
one ever.
Said he was
I
gonna
know,
start
first
easy.
one.
This is an arcade beat 'em up
Yeah.
based on a license.
Double Dragon? No, that's not a.
So based on a license, so it could be Dungeons and Dragons, either of the Dungeons and Dragons game, like the elf getting hit, or Predator, Alien vs Predator 3.
All right. I'll give you 10 more seconds unless you want me to just tell you what it is. Do you give up? You're gonna.
It's gonna drive me nuts.
Oh man, no, I'm not. It's not coming to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Raph,
I'm
what
not
do you
getting
think?
it. I'm not getting it. Yeah, no, I have
This-
no idea. I thought
All right.
maybe
Which
like
character
beat 'em up
getting
like
hit
Double
in a-
Dragon
I'm
or
ashamed.
something.
Give it to us.
This comes to you courtesy of Bart Simpson from the Simpsons arcade beat 'em
Oh,
up.
man.
Yep.
Oh,
110%.
That is so
I hear it now.
Yep. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's a
Yep.
good one.
Now I
100%.
can't not hear
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah.
All right. So next sound
Good
effect.
one.
Next sound effect. Here we go. Let's see.
Damn.
Hopefully
Let's
this
do
one will
this,
be a
let's
little
do
bit
this.
easier.
Great way to
Yeah,
start,
yeah.
boys. Good
That
job.
was
I'm
a
a
pretty rough
loser.
one. That's I was
What have
I
I
tried to
done?
find relevant sound effects, but
Nope, I quit.
goodbye.
Do it with my life.
All right, here we go. Let's try this
Doing a
next
great
sound
job,
effect
boys.
here.
All right.
Oh, Legend of Zelda 1. That's when Link kills an enemy.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That's when the sword blast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Mm.
That's a garbled mess of Super Nintendo sound
Let me Turn
effect.
it down a little bit. See if it...
Bowser.
So long,
Yeah, I
Bowser.
know. I'm hearing Bowser now.
I don't think I know that one.
Is
I
this
don't know
from
that one
Bad
either.
Dudes?
Not bad dudes.
Huh. That's not from Smash
Yeah.
Super Smash TV,
Oh.
is it?
Did you
I was
just win a
about to say,
toaster?
Can you pull a fast one on us?
Nope.
Context, please.
Sounds like a
All right,
dog.
you want that clue?
almost,
Gonna-
like-
I think. Yeah.
Yep,
I'm gonna
yeah,
buy
I
the
need
clue
one.
here. Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
This
buy
is
the
a
clue.
PlayStation 1 game. This is not a Super
Oh.
Nintendo sound effect.
Wow.
Is it the dogs in Resident Evil 1?
No, but you're close.
No. It does sound like a dog, and it's not a dog from like the Hound Dog in Super Castlevania 4, the ghost one that you kill or knock down, he gets back up. That's not a. You said it's close as a dog because it almost could be like a gunfire sound.
I think he meant it was close because of Resident Evil.
Oh.
Oh. Is it the zombies biting you?
Nope.
No.
Oh shit! How many
One
guesses
more
do we
time.
get?
One
Is
more
it
time.
I'll
three
give you a
guesses?
couple more seconds. It's an obscure one. It's a deep cut.
That's a radio sound.
No, that's a monster attacking you in
It
Resident
is?
Evil, I bet.
You ready to go down into that half-point margins? You want that second clue?
Maybe
I
it's a
think we
different game
have.
Ready?
I think we need it.
We're gonna have to go from 3 to 2 to 1
I think
points.
this will open the floodgates for you. This is a fighting game.
Oh,
Resident Evil. This is close to Resident Evil, so it could be.
is it Capcom or Marvel versus Capcom or something like that?
Mm-mm.
It's a
It's
fighting
a
game?
I
PlayStation
am
1
stumped.
fighting game. A character
That's not from
in the
Battle
game sounds like
not
this.
from Ballerina.
So it's like what? Air Guys? And we're playing as Red 13
Is that
right
Topol
now?
number
No.
1?
There aren't many. There aren't an infinite number of fighting games on the PS1.
All right.
That's not Ballerina
Is
Is this
Toshinden.
from like Tekken? Oh shit! Is it Tekken?
Is it
This
King?
is
That's
King's.
King from Tekken. That's King from Tekken.
Oh man!
That's
You
a really
saved it.
that's a really short.
That is the sound of King grabbing somebody. Ugh.
As a former King main, I am
Yeah.
ashamed.
All right, I got a couple more sound effects. I think I should have some more sound effects in here.
That is an UG.
It's
That
an
is an UG.
It's an actual UG.
It's actual UG.
Let's put 30 seconds on the clock.
Oh, that's not nearly enough time.
I'm okay with buying a hint if you guys are.
These are gonna have to like start with like publisher and or developer and or console as an accompanying.
Some of them
accompanying
aren't so
clue.
hard, but they don't want to load. Huh?
Context
Yeah.
is hard. Because that could be from a Capcom Super Nintendo game, and that could also be from a PS1 game.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know this one. Yeah, can I get a
Yep.
hint?
All right.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah, the 30 seconds
Scream's
back. This
Capcom
is
sound design.
this is an arcade side-scrolling beat 'em up as well. One that Buck and I played quite a bit as children.
it's got the same echo that like the X-Men beat 'em up has from killing quite a few dudes.
It's not like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is it?
No.
That's not Final Fight,
No.
is it? No.
Close.
From a beat 'em up.
All right, I'm gonna give you your next clue. We're gonna drop you down here. This game takes place in the Wild West.
Oh, Sunset
This
Riders.
is the sound of a guy getting shot in Sunset Riders.
And killed in Sunset Riders.
I think it's so funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, without a no. Normally, I'm pretty good at this, but without a little bit of
Yeah,
context,
it's
that's
rough.
difficult. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Mario World.
That's Yoshi.
That is
when you
Yeah,
get knocked
that is
off
in
of
fact
Yoshi.
the Super Mario World sound effect. Can you tell me? Can you be more precise, please? The judges would like you to be more precise.
That's not the sound of when you hit
get
Yoshi.
knocked off of Yoshi.
Not quite.
When you hit Yoshi on the back
No.
of the head.
Is that him laying his
This
egg?
is when you stun a character, an unkillable character in Super Mario.
Oh, like the football, like the football boys.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it is the
Yes.
football guys. Yeah.
Oh, right. When you get knocked off Yoshi, it makes like that high pitched
Yes.
squeak.
Yeah. And you do you have to spin jump off to get
Alright.
off of Yoshi.
Alright.
Let's see if we got some more here.
What?
Whoa.
Is that Clay
No.
Fighter? Oh man.
You'd have to pick some
Those are
hard
some
ones.
hard ones, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
oh my God.
Attaboy.
Again, please.
Old man brain kicking in.
This is a
Oh my God. This. Oh,
this,
this,
is a
this
game
hurts.
that required a peripheral
I
to
know this
play.
one.
torture.
Tell me this. Tell me this. Was this from a Super Scope 6 game?
No. Wrong peripheral.
Okay.
Close to the correct generation, I believe.
Yeah, you can kind of
There's
tell.
another one, Buck, that we played quite a bit.
Oh no, I've heard this sound so many
This
times.
game stars Mario. This is an in Mario universe game, I guess.
Like super punch? No, you need a peripheral.
This really wasn't a Super Scope
Not a
game?
Super Scope game.
Mario.
Dang.
Do you give up?
I don't know.
This
My pride doesn't want me to. But
this is the sound of smacking a fly in Mario Paint.
In Mario Paint. Damn it.
Oh.
Ah! God. Mm.
Oh man, that's one I never played.
I'm
to
angry.
be fair, I
at
didn't play the
myself for
fly
that
swatter
I
mode that much. I
played
played
it
the
all the
music mode more
goddamn
than
one. I played the
anything.
crap out of the fly
All the
swatter mode.
goddamn time.
Oh my
Isn't that fantastic?
God.
That
That's
was
100
that was fantastic. I am not going to
All
cry
right, let's see
myself
if I
to
can
sleep
get
at all.
two more sound effects to work. Otherwise, I'll just edit them out.
And then
and then
and then
we'll-
front
yeah,
load them because
yeah.
they're easier.
Oh, background
all right.
doggy. Background
Oh,
doggy.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Let's see if
Aw.
we can hear this
No,
one.
no. Keep background doggy.
Oh, yeah. That is from Super Metroid. Um,
Oh,
uh,
I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's one of the particular enemies that you hit. Right?
Is it the
It's
ones that
definitely-
crawl on the walls?
Yes,
It's definitely Super Metroid.
it is. You're correct.
Yeah,
It's Super
when you shoot
Metroid.
them,
I don't know the names of those
you
guys, but
damage
it's the
them.
guys that crawl on the walls
Me
with
either,
the crazy appendages.
Like the grasshopper legs?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when
Nice
they
one,
jump,
right?
when they jump at you, you shoot them.
Usually shooting about that
Good
fast.
save. Good save.
Echo.
Good save.
Fucking Raph got that one for us.
I never noticed that echo
Yeah.
when, like, if you
Oh,
play
yeah,
the sound
yeah,
again,
yeah.
there's like a little like
Yeah, sound design on that game was phenomenal.
there
The
it is,
last-
yeah, a little echo.
Yeah, that's
you're in a
cool. It's like,
cave.
it's
The
like
last
a trill.
Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy.
One
Good
of the
little
best
trill.
things ever. All right, and then let's see if I can load this one. This is a really easy one. You can go out on a win here.
Chung Li just
That
died.
is-
Oh, she lost. She's not dead. She just lost.
That is
Could be Cammy if it's super right. Not just Chung
that
Li.
is right. Yeah, I was about to say there's
Did
only
they just use
there
the
was
same
only
That's
one
100%
female
Chun-Li.
character in Street Fighter for
Chun-Li.
a long time. So it's like all the men have the same death sound, and then Chung Li has her own.
Yeah.
Can we say though
Cammy's
that
was
as
different.
they added female characters to Street Fighter, they were all so good.
Oh, absolutely.
All so
Yeah.
good.
True. Yeah.
All right, and that's all I have for a video game named That Dog. So let's
Now just reverse the order so we
Yep,
look better
there you
and you're
go.
good.
let's move on to our final segment here, which is what else you got?
King wins.
All right, so this week for what else you got, I am bringing a TV show. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So HBO has a documentary series called Love Has Won. Raph knows what I'm talking about. We were watching this together in the house.
Yeah.
So this is a mini docu-series. It's only 3 episodes long about a cult that started on the internet. Let me get the lady's name here real quick, actually. So I can be absolutely certain. Amy Carlson. All right. So Love is One revolves around a cult that at the center of said cult is this matriarch lady named Amy Carlson. At least she was at the center of this cult. In the beginning of like the very first episode, within the first 2 minutes, there's body cam footage of the police breaking into the compound in which the cult lived. And her mummified corpse is inside of one of the trailers, and all of her followers are interacting with it as if she's still alive. And it's very weird.
Oh yeah.
One little strange addition to how strange the mummy is that this particular cult made all of their money like by doing like strange like self-help spiritual like classes online that they would sell for like $300
Selling
a
Amway,
pop,
basically.
and by doing these broadcasts where they basically beg for money, and by selling colloidal silver that they make.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're
And
joking.
this lady who's at the head of it is convinced that it'll cure her of all these horrible ailments that she begins suffering, which are all just clear side effects of the fact that she drinks like 2 bottles of whiskey a day. her feet begin to
like her
swell
liver
and her
is
skin gets
failing.
like all
Yeah.
blotchy and disgusting, and she's like, it must be all the 5G. And then they're like,
What
here, take this
was-
colloidal silver. And so that turns you blue. I don't know if you know this, but if you take
Yeah.
too much colloidal silver, you will turn into the Terminator. You will just get straight up
her face
silver.
starts turning blue.
So her
Where is this cult based out of?
I think the last place they've because they move around a couple times in the show, but I think they end on California
Colorado
or something.
Oh,
Yeah, I
California?
believe so.
Yeah.
We're about to watch the last episode. We haven't watched it yet, but it is ridiculous. And the people they like
Mhm.
it all started with her like just basically vlogging, and she starts calling herself God, and then just a bunch of real lonely people are just like, what, you're God? That's crazy. And they just like take her
Mother
and they
God,
start calling
yeah.
her mom, and they live with her, and there's like all these like candid footage of her just like abusing these people in a drunken tirade. It is insane. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Like they just hung out in the woods and did a lot
Yeah.
of drugs. Like it's
This all happened with
crazy.
Yeah, you said cult
This-
already. You
This
keep
lady
Yeah.
died like just a couple. I
yeah.
want to say this happened like last year or something, like or so. So it's very recent. This series just dropped like I think at the end of last year, but it's crazy. Love Has Won, the docuseries about the cult. Love Has Won.
You can also find the cult most
Interesting.
likely by looking up Love Is One.
Yeah, don't join
a
it.
website.
Don't. It's yeah.
Yeah, you don't wanna do that, yeah.
Disclaimer, kids, don't join cults.
The patriarch of it, like she has like a father god, and he looks like Bob from Twin Peaks. He's a nightmare person.
Yeah.
Buck,
Like
yeah.
full-on meth head.
Buck,
Yeah.
do you have anything this week for what else you got?
Yeah, we got there's a pretty cool event coming up. Mega Ran's gonna be in town. If you guys don't know who he is, he's an awesome
Hell
hip hop
yeah.
video game artist that started out doing Mega Man covers, and then Capcom said instead of pulling a Nintendo and saying stop it, we'll sue you, they said that's really cool, keep doing it. So now he's been doing this for a while. One of his earlier albums, Black Materia, was a cover / hip hop merge of the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack, which he remastered when the first Final Fantasy VII remaster game came out. He's coming to town here at the end of January. I think I sent you a poster copy there to
Yep.
pop up. He's coming to town on the 25th up in the Conduit in Winter Park if you're in the Central Florida area. Retro Game Treasure is a sponsor of the event, which we always want to help out Ongaku, Overdrive, and Kent anytime we can for these events because it's just so cool to see guys like him and all these other video game acts that come to town. So we're going to be there. We're going to be pumped.
Yeah, that guy's cool. Me and Buck saw him live at a place in Orlando here, and he brought us up on stage to like do one of the songs. I remember it was really cool, really good rapper, nice flow. He's got
Oh,
good
yeah.
chiptune music and he
phenomenal,
raps
but-
too.
His some of his Mega Man stuff, his Splash Woman track is super famous now because his Mega Man stuff is really good. But that album in particular is just so stinking good. Like there's a whole rap that the members of Avalanche and Barrett and all of them do, and it's from like their perspective and whatnot, and then fighting Sephiroth, and it's just so. But he does it to all the tracks from Final Fantasy VII.
Hell yeah, nerd music. Let's go.
Yeah.
Raph, what else you got?
Man, I don't have much because I started playing Baldur's Gate like last week, and that's all
Yeah,
I can
my man.
do.
We warned
I
you.
guess
It's fine.
I recorded a little bit of footage of that Lost in Vivo game I mentioned last time.
Oh, the one where you're
and
playing
that
in the
game was-
sewers looking for your dead dog.
Exactly. Well, not dead. He's alive.
Thanks for the reminder.
But man, that was some of the scariest shit that I've experienced in the game in a while. But honestly, it's really Baldur's Gate that's dominating my time right now.
Hell yeah, that game kicks ass.
That's what I got. I'm stuck
Oh,
on
yeah.
Baldur's Gate. I love it. I want to have sex with everybody in the camp. Everyone, just
And you can.
yeah. That's my
and
goal
you
is just to
can.
hit everybody. Just everybody.
Hit
Yeah.
everybody.
I want to see if I can do it. Can I do it in one
Get it,
single
brother.
save file? Right?
Get it,
Some of
brother.
them would
I've
come
seen the
back
movie
pregnant
Kids.
in the
Don't do that.
epilogue. Yeah.
Or like 6
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
come back pregnant in the epilogue,
You
including
have fathered
Asterion.
all of our children.
Including Asterion.
No spoiler, Raph. Do you have the guts to go all the way with that? And you'll know what I
Oh,
mean.
God.
Okay,
All right.
I'll find out when I get there. Okay.
All right, Vinny, close this out. What else you got?
I got you. A little bit of anime for you if anybody's on Netflix. I just finished watching Blue Eye Samurai.
Yo.
And it was highly, highly recommended by a friend of ours, Short Bus, who we hang out with, do board games and online games with. That's not his real name, obviously.
Yeah, we just call him that because he's an
Protect-
idiot. Yeah,
to
yeah,
protect the innocent. But what if it was?
But what-
No, it's this great story. It's
Be
this
cooler.
great story about 1600s Japan. There's a lot of historical accuracies in this one, and it's about a samurai who was this is not a spoiler, you can tell right away, a white girl
Mm-hmm.
in the 1600s in Japan,
Hmm.
and it's her revenge quest. And that's the whole show. The neat thing is it's got this very gritty, very like real, like Tarantino, almost like over the top Tarantino
That's
vibe
what
going
I
on.
thought when I looked at it too.
But kind of, but in a very understated, way. The neat thing is, how there's that trope of, the character that follows the main character around, and no matter what, I'm going to, complete my goal and blah blah blah. Well, there's this one guy who, is vowing revenge for humiliation and follows her around like a puppy. But because it is so like real and grungy and gritty, it's not annoying at all. In fact,
That's
the way he pulls it off, the way they pull it off actually makes him even more likable. Because, bro, if you're fucking sticking to your guns after that, you are a man's man. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a great show. I'd recommend it. It's on Netflix. Blue Eye
that's
Samurai.
produced by
Also,
Netflix as well.
I believe it is.
think
I
it's a
believe it
Netflix
is. And
original,
there is a fantastic cliffhanger for season 2. Really looking forward to that. And then in the game world, I've been playing some Hunt Showdown down in the bayou the past few
Oh,
days.
you're down in the bayou
me my
with the
gator
gators
legs.
and the hunting.
And then gator legs.
Give me that route, dog.
Oh,
So
That's what I got.
I gotta
Anime
ask.
anime and gators. Typical Florida man fashion.
I gotta ask about Hunt because I've been interested in it. Like, what is this game? like, what exactly does it entail?
Buck and I were discussing this the other day. It's
It's hard to
like
explain it, yeah.
it's like
PvPvE,
it's a
right?
PvPvE survival horror bounty hunting game.
it's like Escape from Tarkov. I
That takes
believe.
place in the bayou.
It takes place in Louisiana, and
Yes.
there are 3 very distinctive maps, but it's all in Louisiana, and there's like voodoo mysticism going on, and it's got like this old 1800s like firearms and ammunition thing going on.
And that's
It's
the
cool.
difference because in
It's great.
Tarkov, people have like a semi-automatic weapons, right?
Yeah.
And in Hunt, it's either a bolt action rifle or like a crossbow, or you're just using a knife.
Ah.
Everything is single shot. The firefights are more strategic and about positioning. And
Yes.
what lends all to that is the fact that the person who's the sound design engineer on this game needs to be given an award from somebody.
really?
Because it's one of those games where it's just completely about sound. You're crouching and you're walking, going to places. There's sometimes in the level when it's raining, which then masks all that sound. But if you go up to a building and
amazing.
it's pouring, there will be parts of the building where it's obvious that the water should collect and run off part of the roof, and it will in like a stream, and it's loud as shit. And it's like a good place for you to hide if you're trying to sneak up on somebody.
He summed it up great. The person who is going to win the fights is not the person who's the best shooter, bro, and can aim and flick and jump the fastest. It's the person who can be the most aware of their surroundings and like make tactical decisions
Triangulate.
to get that shot, that one shot, one kill, because that's often what happens in Hunt.
Really?
It's not a frantic shooter. I hate shooters.
Yeah.
I love this game,
Yeah.
and I hate shooters.
It's a very slow pace
I
that
like
can that it's all about a build up to either fighting a boss and or fending off another team. And so it's a big build up to a firefight, but the firefight's not frantic. And then as soon as it's done, you get this huge map. There's only like 15 people on the map, like maybe, 3 teams
gigantic.
and a couple solos on the whole map.
So is it like one of those things where it's
Man,
like
these
level based, where
monsters
you
look
enter an
gnarly.
instance and there's other people that you can like kill and loot? No.
No, it's a big battle royale
Ah.
map. And what happens every time you load into the game is there's clues you find that lead you to the bounty for that. There could be one, there could be two, different ones, different bosses, different fights. They're basically leading you to a building like a giant barn or a prison where the boss is inside and you have to fight it. It's random where they are, it's random which one it is. You could walk into the map, go north, and run right into the boss in the building and start fighting it if you want to. But as soon as you start fighting it, it notifies through this special sense everybody can go into called Dark Sense. It notifies everybody where you are and shows you on the map, hey, they just killed this boss, come get him. And now you have to fight the other players off, and you have to run to the perimeter of the map to an extraction point to get away with your bounty after you kill the boss.
That's cool.
The neat thing is there is a solo battle royale mode, which is actually really fun, but but the team bounty hunt is even more fun. And what's nice, it's a permadeath game. So if your character dies, all the guns, all the perks, all the levels you've accumulated, they're gone. You have to recruit a new
So is there a
hunter
way to
or get a
withdraw from
legendary
hunt
hunter
early if you think you're gonna?
You could
Yes,
just
you can.
leave. You could just
You
go
can.
to an
You can just
extraction
like
point.
leave
target
whenever
off
you
in
want
that
to.
way.
You can just leave. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Sounds
Yeah, I hear
good.
a lot of
It's
similarities.
awesome.
Yeah,
Quite
but the
honestly,
pacing. Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's very immersive.
Yeah.
You put your headphones on, and like, oh, I heard a footstep. What was that? Like, it really,
Nice,
really
yeah.
gets you into the mood.
The first thing that
It's
happens
cool.
when you first play with someone is they run up to like a zombie or a something and they shoot it in the face and they kill it. And you're like, I killed it, guys. We got XP. Like, don't use your gun. What do you mean don't use your gun? You just
They know
told
you're
every
here
team
now.
around
Don't
us
use your
where
gun.
we are. Use your knife.
Nice.
Neat as hell. I know you guys are both part of my Discord. We're playing a lot of it in there right now. So if you get the game, come
yeah.
party.
Yeah, come check it out on
Right.
stream.
Nice.
check it out,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. All right. Well,
Join the meme
listen,
machine.
y'all. That's our show. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe. Join us next week, where we're going to be talking IGN's 10 out of 10 VR game, Asgard's Wrath. That's right, because now that we're in the future, we need to be thinking about the future, guys. And we're going to be talking about some VR game gems, as well as maybe the state of VR nowadays. We want to thank Crunkwitch for the use of our theme song, Clash of the Droids. That is an excellent song. Thank you, Crunkwitch. Go check them out on Spotify and Apple Music and everywhere you can find music. And I personally would like to direct you to RetroGameTreasure.com. Owned and operated by Buck himself, a.k.a. the Mega Buck. It's a subscription service that sends you bespoke boxes of video games every month. Every major console from Atari 2600 to the PS4 generation, tailored to your collection. Retro Video Game Treasure, obsessed with video games since 1985. My name is Max Simon. I love the Game Treasure podcast. It's so bad.
It's so bad.